store, and in the small store was this wonderful gentleman who made custom-made leather products. It was just kind of interesting, and you know that kind of person who it's not just a job, it's a passion, and they love it. And he was talking about his how much he loves leatherwork and what he loves about it. Went into this long explanation, and then we asked him about the name of his store, and he had a beautiful name for it, and the name was Opera Lenta. There's the bag right there. We got a little thing. Opera Lenta. Opera Lenta. What does that mean? Well, it's a beautiful concept as he explained it. He said opera in Italian means work. And, and he talked about, this work. And it's not just work like your grind, your day, like, it's work of the heart. It's work where we really feel like our heart is coming alive, where our heart is in it, where it's very heartfelt. For this man, working with leather was really part of his heart, what we would call in the new church part of his use. He really found himself very useful doing that. He had a unique encoding, unique skill set to go with that, and had a personality that was just really sparkled. And then what about the word lenta? And he said that word means slow. So what this means taken together, it's slow, heartfelt work. And I thought, what a beautiful way to see the world. And especially it's a good message going into Monday, right? Because Monday, if you're like me, you probably have a million to-do lists. I made the mistake of picking up the mail right before coming in to do this. And there's like a million things, and this little thing I did wrong that I have to redo, and this little thing that I did right, all this stuff, right? All this stuff, and I haven't even gotten email yet. An email, no doubt, is going to be the same sort of thing. But that's not what the work is. I mean, that is a job, and it's a task, and it needs to get done. But we also need to make time for that slow, heartfelt work. That idea of slowness, that idea of what's heartfelt, that idea of really finding that place where our unique strengths, our unique encodings, and where we offer it to others and we offer it out to God. Beautiful concept. And then I was thinking as well about a line, and I read this years ago. This is from Pope Francis, and it's sort of, okay, so what is the slow, heartfelt work? What does it look like? And again, if we were in a New Church Live service, it'd be great to put that out there, because all of you have done it. All of you have experienced it. All of you probably don't live there as much as maybe you want to, but you certainly know that terrain. And I think we all do. And I just wanted to read for you a little thing from Pope Francis, who just put it so beautifully, I think. And this is kind of encapsulating what is the slow, heartfelt work. What is, again, use. What is the slow, heartfelt work that we're to engage in, and what might it look like? And again, it will look in terms of how it presents very differently, but I think in terms of our heart, very much the same. This is what he had to say. It is a great temptation that tries to insinuate itself everywhere. But to give one, listen to this, beautiful lines. Remember, first time I read this probably, 10 years ago, and just thought it was incredible. But to give oneself to others, eliminating distances, dwelling in littleness, and living the reality of one's everyday life, this is exquisitely divine. So I want to read that for you again. You might want to write it down. But to give oneself to others, so you give yourself to others, you eliminate distances, you dwell in littleness, and you live the reality of your everyday life. You live the life that you are in right now, not some pretend reality of something else. That is exquisitely divine. Oh, just so good. To me, that is so much like the idea of opera lenta. It so much has that sort of that smell to it, that idea of what's heartfelt, that idea of that it takes slowness. You can't do any of those things quickly. You can't do any of those things frenetically or with an agenda. You can only do them slowly with an open heart. So the thought for today as we go into this week is find just a little time, to do like just something a little slow, a little more heartfelt work. I know for me, I got a skazillion, sort of pressing things, urgent things to take care of that are around work, such as life. But I'm going to start the morning, as soon as we're done this, with just doing a few important things that are a little slower, a little more relaxed, a little more of what the real work actually is. Because those frenetic things, it's amazing how a lot of them feel urgent. It's like a phone call. You feel like you have to answer it right now. Reality is you don't. You can sort of remember there's urgent, there's what's important. Let's go to what's important. What's important? Slow, heartfelt work. What's important? Give yourself to others. Eliminate distances. Dwell in littleness. Live the reality of your life today. A beautiful little 4-part life plan for this week. So I hope that makes sense, dear friends. And what we're going to do now is we're going to shift gears. And when we shift gears here at New Church Live, what we do is I offer a little meditation, then we do a little prayer, then we do a little blessing, and then we'll say hi to our friends who've joined us on Facebook. So with that, dear friends, let's get a little breath in the prayer bowl. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and. Be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, and bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends, let's do a little quick look here and see if anybody has joined us today on Facebook. And again, I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I hope the week is off to a good start. All right, a number of folks there. Frank, good morning to you, buddy. Great to see you joining us. Linda, always good to see you. I hope you're doing well, my dear friend. Patty, good morning to you, my Pittsburgh Steeler-loving buddy. And now we'll flip over onto the other page and see if anybody has joined us over there. There we go. Rita's asking for prayers. Absolutely, Rita. And if you want to reach out, I'm around today. So absolutely, we'll send prayers your way. Marcus, and good morning to you, buddy. All right, dear friends. So that's it. Listen, love to all of you. Wishing you all the very best with the beautiful